Yo, what up, big cats? My Heroscape 20 here, and today what I have for you here today is a Heroscape video on the battle report plus the map. I've got, oh my god, yep, see, this one's being good. Alright, well, we'll just... Yo, what up, big cats? My Heroscape 20 here, and today what I have for you here is a Heroscape battle report where I'm going to go ahead and showcase the map for you, and then kind of give you a little bit of small detail on how the battle went. And then once this part is over, we're going to go over ahead and look at the draft phase and then more of the strategic part of the battle. But this is just the part where I show you the map and kind of like what happened and stuff like that. So if you haven't seen the first one of these, make sure you go ahead and check that out. Alright, so let's go ahead and just talk about spawn points real quick and objectives, really. So one team would spawn over here and the other team would spawn over here. My team actually spawned on this side and my other two friends spawned over here. This was a 2v2 match. This side could play as the Morrow if they'd like, or they could pick this side to deny the Morrow, which is what they end up doing. The Morrow hive would go here. This side is full of trees because this side has a ton of... Are you sneezing? Are you sneezing? Anyway, yeah, so this side has a lot of glaciers, and so to counter that I put a lot of trees over there. Let's talk about glyph placements real quick. So all the glyphs were face down when battle starts, but just for the sake of the video I turned them face up just so you could see. On this side we had the wound glyph. Over here we had the attack +1. Up here we were able to get this one really quickly. This is the range +4 to anybody that has range of 4 or more. Nobody ended up getting this one, but this is common attack +1. This is defense +1. This one is move +2. On the other side, we have initiative +8 and unique attack +1. And so I'll give you guys a little bit more detail about or showcase around the map real quick. Start off, I try to make this like as much fighting as I could, as in they could go around this side to get in the castle if they needed to. There'd be a battle on the bridge though, but if they went around this side to get up top of the castle, unless they had flying or grapple hook or something, it was a lot of fighting going on right here during the battle. We actually, my team chose the orcs and stuff, and we were able to just kind of like overrun them. We got control of glyphs very, very early, and there's really nothing that they could do. But yeah, so I'll talk more about that in the next video. But basically, just one thing I wanted to point out, just so it makes more sense in the next part, is that we had orcs running down this side and this side, like the blade gruts and the arrow guys, and yeah, and we also had like a defense aura kind of protecting them. It was a nice strategy. I'm sure you guys will see it here in a second. So anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next part. Yo, what up, you cats? My Heroscape 20 here, and today, guys, what I have for you here today is the Heroscape Battle Report number 2 for this channel. And basically what I'm going to do is, like you've seen before, I've already shown the map. I'm going to show some pictures and stuff as well. But then what this segment of the video is mainly is the draft phase of when we're picking armies, and I'm going through the process of what we're thinking when we're picking it, and kind of like what all was in the game and stuff like that. You'll see. If you haven't seen the first one, I definitely recommend you go and checking that one out. It'll kind of give you an overview of what this video is all about. But with that said, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So first thing first, this is a 4-player match, a 2v2 match. And I actually really enjoy 2v2s. The way we do it is it kind of alternates like turns. Like, so I'd have the first 3, or like my turn 1, then it'd be their turn 1, then it'd be my teammate's turn 1, then it'd be the other teammate's turn 1, like kind of like that. But we roll for initiative every time. It'd be better if I actually just showed a battle, which I plan on doing one day, but definitely on a smaller scale, so I can fit it into like maybe like an hour segment, hour maybe 2, depending on how long the game goes. But team 1 was Chase and Travis, me being Chase, my friend Travis. Travis is definitely a veteran in Heroscape, so I knew when we were playing this match that I knew we pretty much wouldn't have any trouble. Team 2 was Nathan and Sean, my other two friends. The winner was me and Travis. Basically, by forfeit, eventually they gave up knowing that there wasn't any chance left. And at that point of the game, I can't really blame them. But army cost was 900 points per team, so each team got to have a 900 point army. And so if I picked something, it would deduct from it. Also, if my teammate picked something, it would deduct from the point as well. So we share the pool. The team that picked first is actually them. They picked first. So first thing they did is they picked Major Q9, and I think the reason they picked Major Q9 is due to the ability of the grappling gun. It's kind of hard to beat, and it's also a pretty strong character all around. We decided to respond with Savaris, and the reason we did that is because of the range. It has 9 range and it has double shot, and I knew we were playing with a range plus 4 glyph, so basically, if we were able to just sit back and poke people with Savaris, that was the plan. Didn't really 100% work out that way, but that was kind of our idea, picking Savaris first. Team 2 started with the Tarn Viking Warriors, and I think the reason they did this is just to have, like, one of their ability is to, like, once they move, they have a chance to move again. And I think they just wanted to, like, rush down all these glyphs in the center of the board, and I think that was what they did, but the problem with what they did is they started their pieces so far back that by the time, even if they moved twice, we were already there. Like, I made the board pretty much symmetrical on distance to get to the glyphs and stuff, but we were pretty much there, and there was just like nothing they could do. We picked Memmering second, and the reason we picked Memmering is because Travis, that's actually like his like go-to pick, and I really don't care. Memmering's pretty strong. It's nice because it can take out multiple things in an area, so if there's a lot of things lined up, it just hits everything. But the problem with that is it also can hit your team, so you got to be a little bit careful about that. They decided to go with Kelda, the Kyrie Warrior, and Kelda, the Kyrie Warrior, if I'm remembering correctly, that's the healer. And so I guess we're planning to just heal stuff off. We decided we were planning on going with the support anyway, but we went with Raylan from the first master set because of that defensive aura. All you have to do is be within 4 spaces, and I think you get +1 or +2 or something like that. You'll see it on the screen, but it's pretty strong. Like, I didn't realize the very first game we played, I used Kelda, and the other team used Raylan. And the problem with Kelda is that you have to actually use a turn with Kelda, and that is the problem, is like you have to use a turn with her. Where with Raylan, all you have to do is just be there. Like, as long as you're just there, like, it synergizes with your team. So, they decided to go with the Roman archers. I guess for the range, they started to realize that they don't really have any range at the moment besides Major Q9. So they went with the Roman archers, which actually did a lot of damage to us at first. But once you pick one of the Roman archers off, they become extremely weak, which is why I don't really like them. If they have 3 of them, they can combine their attack, and it's very strong, but it requires 3 of them. So it'd actually be good if you had multiple Roman archers. That would be pretty strong, because even if one died, you still have a bunch of them. We decided to go with the Sentinels of Jandar, and I think, looking back, we didn't really use these at all, actually, but I think the main reason is because there was a lot of like castle ruins and stuff that we needed to just hop over. But these guys are pretty tanky. It's one of those things where I think their thing is, if it's going to be on the screen, but I'm pretty sure it's something like, if defense dice is rolled or something, if a shield is rolled, it counts as 1 extra or something like that. Something like that. It's pretty strong, so we needed some tanky melee flyers that could get up and hold down the glyphs. That's kind of what the whole point of these were. Yeah, so they went with the Nikita agents, and these were their MVPs for sure. When I saw these, like, we were looking at the agents. We weren't looking at these, though. We were looking at the Krav agents, but we'll talk about those a little bit later. These guys are amazing. They have smoke screen ability, which is really strong. I definitely recommend. If you have the 120 points, this saved their butt so many times. It's not even funny. So I didn't actually, when I was playing the game, I didn't realize how much they actually cost. 120 is a lot, right? It's more than Savaris up there. It's a good bit for a squad. So just keep that in mind, though, when you're picking them. We decided to go with the Mara Warriors, and literally we use them for the range, but the number one reason we use that is there is so much water in the middle of the map that we thought we could hold it down and it's not duplicate. It's kind of like, you know, like the water clone. Yeah, water clone. And so we thought we'd be able to do that, but we just ended up mass curing so hard in the middle of the map that it didn't end up working that way. But that was our initial plan. Finn the Viking champion. I'm not really sure why they picked that. I think it has to do with the fact that adjacent figures gain attack, and then when it dies, you know, so it's just kind of like an all-around safe pick. Like, it has value when it's alive and also has value when it's dead. The problem though is when they were moving this guy, they put him in the middle of the field. They didn't try to maneuver him at all between the castle ruins or try to strategically do it. So they just end up getting destroyed by our arrow gruts, which I'll talk about in a little bit later. We decided to go with the other MAGA agents, and these guys are pretty good. The reason I think we decided to do that is there's something on the ability. I can double check really quick. Let's see. Something about their ability. It was nice. It was when they rolled defense dice against an attacking figure who is not adjacent, one shield will block all damage. That's why we did that. So basically we made it, they have a range of 7. So basically we made it where if you're not attacking as melee, we're gonna pretty much block it. But the thing good about the Nikita agents though is it doesn't even give you that chance. It's a smoke screen, right? As soon as that smoke screen is procced, then you no longer can attack them or target them. Sorry, they have no longer targetable areas. They decided to go with on round 7, Crixus, I guess that is Cruxus something. Crixus, I don't know. But basically, this guy, I'm not really sure what the whole point was. Basically, the reason for this is rolling defense dies. If he runs at least 1 shield, the most wounds they may take for this attack is 1. So he's pretty strong. He's got 5 attack, 3 defense. So he's definitely like a slayer. Like, if he gets up in your face, 5 attack is a lot. Like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is a lot. So, you know, being just like that glass cannon is pretty nice. We decided to go with Sergeant Drake Alexander from the very first Master Set. The reason we did that is, 1, it was cheaper, and at this point we were already calculating our next 3 moves. It was cheaper to do this, and we didn't need the pistol, and the thing that we were mainly concerned about is the grapple ability, so we could get on the castle to get the runes. And then the other ability was the fact that he can't be targeted by ranged attacks. So we knew looking at then they had Roman archers, Nikita agents, and Major Q9 at that point. We weren't really worried about the Viking warriors getting us because we just grapple up. So we knew once we got him on top of the castle, there was no really getting him down. So they decided to go with Raylan the Kyrie warrior, which I believe is also, looking at it now, I believe that's also kind of like has to do with what we did. It's the defense aura, and I think that's what they're trying to do with the double support. That really ended up screwing them. They spent 120 points on that, and I kid you not, they probably used them 1 time. And I mean, like, not between, like, 1 time each. I mean, like, literally just, like, 1 time total. So that was the big problem for them. We decided to go with Grimnack, and the reason we went with Grimnack is because he has that, I think it's Stomp, or it might be Chomp. Is it Chomp? Chomp. Before attacking, choose 1 medium or small figure adjacent to Grimnack. If the chosen figure is a squad figure, destroy it. If the chosen figure is a hero, roll a 20-sided die. If you roll a 16 or higher, destroy the chosen hero. So the reason we did it is they had a lot of squads: Nikita, Roman, Viking warriors, and so we knew. But the biggest reason for doing this is that Orc warrior enhancement. All friendly Orc warriors adjacent roll an additional attack die and defense die. We thought that was good because we planned on getting these orcs these next 2 turns, and I'll get onto that in a second. Grimnack actually ended up dying very early. Not dying, but he went down to 1 life. They did 4 damage in 1 turn on him, and we didn't want him to die. We didn't want, like, the second turn in 120 point value just gone. So we kind of, like, rotated him around the map, put him as a threat, made people rotate to run away from him, and then pinched them and stuff. It was pretty nice how we did it, actually. But so they end up going with the Goblin Cutters. I just believe it's just for the points. 50 points, I can't really beat that. I really don't know the purpose of these. Like, they didn't do anything the entire map. I'm looking right now at the abilities, and there's not really anything. I'm kind of reading it quickly, but there might be something. If there's something, I'll put an arrow to it or something. But let's just move on. I'm not really concerned about these guys. They didn't do anything the entire match. we decided to go with the arrow gruts. And the arrow gruts are really, really nice. And the reason why is because they have beast bonding. Before taking a turn with arrow gruts, you may first take a turn with any beast you control. So what is a beast on our team that we had? We had Memory. So basically, we would take a turn every turn with these arrow gruts, move Memory, destroy everything, then move the arrow gruts to pick people off. It was pretty nice. They went with Sir Gilbert, and I think it has to do with the amount of Jandar, right? So you've got Raylan, you've got Finn, you've got Kelda, Tarn, Viking Warriors. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you count Sir Gilbert. So that's pretty nice, I guess, for them. It did some stuff. I can't say it didn't. It did okay. We then end up going with the Blade Gruts, and just like the Arrow Gruts, they have an ability, but it's with any Orc champion take a turn first, right? And we're like, oh no, who's the Orc champion? Well, that's why we picked Grimneck. So our turn order markers would literally be Arrow Gruts, Blade Gruts, and whoever we're trying to advance. So that'd either be Sergeant Drake Alexander to get the rune. After that, it was like Raylan the Kyrie Warrior for some defense, or it would be Savaris to move up or something like that. But pretty much every turn we were moving the Arrow and Blade Gruts. So by moving them, we were able to move 2 additional. So we were moving 5 pieces every single turn, while the opponent was moving, if they stacked it, maybe 1 or 2, possibly 3 every turn. So like 3 army cards, like pieces and stuff. So that was like the biggest thing, is that we were just outmaneuvering them so hard, getting to all the glyphs, getting all the bonus objectives, and there's really nothing they could do about it. So that's all with the army draft. Let me just quickly touch on the MVPs for each team, and then go to the runes. So the MVP for our team was definitely the Arrow and Blade Gruts. It's hard to choose between. I normally like to only pick one, but in this case, they were used every single turn. And it wouldn't be fair to say, oh, Arrow Gruts didn't do well, or Blade Gruts didn't do well because Grimnack didn't do well. Like, it wasn't that. We just got unlucky. They both did well. They both did their purpose. They both put a lot of pressure. We had them on each side of the map, right? So imagine Arrow Gruts and Memoring on one side, and Blade Gruts and Grimnack on the other side, like pinching down the sides while we're holding the middle runes and stuff. It's pretty deadly. Yeah, so the runes that and their Team 2 MVP was the Nikita agents, which I was talking about. They had that smoke screen. That saved them a lot. Like this match would have probably been over like an hour earlier if they didn't have that card. Alright, so the runes that we used are, we decided to kind of scale back a little bit, not use, like, I don't want to say the OP ones, but, attack +2, defense +2, not that they're OP, but they're very, very, game-changing, I would say, so we tried to not make it like that. So rune 1, we just go with the Glyph of Astrio, attack +1, that's pretty standard right there. Every common attack you have, you add 1 to your attack die. So, like, you roll an extra attack die when you're attacking. Glypha Dagmar, initiative +8, so every time you're rolling to see who goes first or stuff like that. That card was pretty useful. I think did we have that? I can't remember if we had that or they had it. I think we had it. Glyph of Ivor, that's the one that was on the castle that Sergeant Drake Alexander had, and range +4. So anybody that has a range of, I think it's 4 or more, gets range +4. So an adjacent, like a melee guy, can't get range +4, which would make it OP, because most of the time melee guys have higher attack and defense to kind of supplement for the range. So it would just be really broken if otherwise. Unique attack +1, that's basically special abilities. Glyph of Gerda, defense +1. So when you're defending at, like, roll an extra defense die. Move +2, that's pretty self-explanatory. Wound, so Glyph of Wanok. I don't know if we're like actually doing this card right, but I think the way we played it is if you landed on it, you took a wound marker to your card. So if it was a squad figure, it was destroyed. If it was a hero, then you took a wound. We played it like that, and it made it a little bit more fun. There was not every glyph was just perfect, but we definitely didn't want to use the pit trap anymore. And then common attack +1, so when you're attacking, but nobody ended up using common attack +1, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's pretty much what we got. If you have any questions or anything, or if you guys understand how that wound marker or wound glyph actually works, or runes, just let me know in the comments below. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I plan on doing more of these. We're going to have some more battles soon. Stay tuned for the next ones. And yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.